There's not a matter of not enough words in the dictionary, whether it's Hebrew or English, that can ever be able to express, I know, my gratitude and my aha towards him for all that he's doing, all that he's done, and all that in my life and the lives of those that are around me and near me. So we do appreciate him. At this time, we're going to begin with the Baruch of the Torah. Come on, praise him as you take your seat. Come on, praise. He's worthy, he's a word. He's a word, your word, your word. You're worthy. Come on, he's worthy, he's a word, he's a word. He's a word, he's a word. Benefits towards us, towards me. He's wonderful. Come on, he's wonderful. He's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. He's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You're wonderful, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You're wonderful, wonderful. You're wonderful. He's wonderful. Yes, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. He's wonderful, wonderful, all the time, and all the time he is so wonderful. We do appreciate him once again for allowing us this opportunity to be in your presence, this Layla, to share with you what he has shared with us and what he is sharing with us in this time and in this season. With 10 Commandments, as we always do, to give esteem unto the Abba for his instructions for our lives, for we dare not take what he's given unto us in vain or take it lightly, because we could still be asleep just as many are asleep. We don't gloat in our being awake, celebrate for being awake, awakened. It is what any person does when they realize that something that they didn't know and didn't have, and now they've been made aware of it, does, and that's to what? Celebrate. And so we are here to celebrate all that he's doing, all that he's done, and all that he's yet going to do in the lives of us, his people. We're going to begin once again with the Baruch of the Torah, and then we're going to go into the reading of the 10 Commandments. And then we're going to move forward into the second portion of our time of class. That's right, I'll break it up into two portions. First portion is praise and worship, where we give praise and where we sing songs unto the Abba. Then the second portion is when we go into the writings, in depth into the writings. And I give to you what he has given unto me. And so I pray that it will root your life. And by the end of this class, that you will feel better. If you came in feeling a little down and out, or even feeling up, that you will feel even better when you leave away from this time and this meeting. And so we want to begin with the Baruch. Repeat with me: Baruch Yahuwah, Baruch Yahuwah, the Baruch one. Baruch is Yahuwah, the Baruch one, for all eternity. Baruch atah, Yahuwah, our supreme one, King of the universe, who selected us from all the peoples and gave us his Torah. Baruch atah, Yahuwah, giver of the Torah, and it is so. Baruch atah, Yahuwah, our supreme one, King of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth, and implanted eternal life within us. Baruch atah, Yahuwah, giver of the Torah, and it is so. And it is so. Now we have the reading of the 10 Commandments done by Mattathias.
Deuteronomy 5, 6 through 22. Aleph. I am Yahuwah, your power, which brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim from the bed to slavery. You shall have no other power before me. You shall not make any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in Shemayim above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the mind beneath the earth. You shall not bow down yourself unto them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, your power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that are me and keep my commandments. Gimel, you shall not take the name of Yahuwah, your power, and falsify it, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that takes his name and empties it. Dalet, guard the Sabbath day to set it apart, as Yahuwah, your power, has commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah, your power. In it you shall not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, your maidservant, nor your ox, nor your ass, nor any of your cattle, nor your foreigner that is within your gates, that your manservant and your maidservant may rest as well as you. And remember that you are a servant in the land of Mitzrayim, and that Yahuwah, your power, brought you out of there through a mighty hand and by your stretched out arm. Therefore, Yahuwah, your power, commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Hey, esteem your Abba Yehuwah as Yahuwah, your power, has commanded you, that your days may be prolonged and that it may go well with you in the land that Yahuwah, your power, is about to give you. 1, you shall not murder. Zain, neither shall you commit adultery. Ket, neither shall you steal. Tet, neither shall you bear false witness against your neighbor. You, neither shall you desire your neighbor's issue, neither shall you cover your neighbor's bed, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is your neighbor's. These words Yahuwah spoken to all your assembly in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me. And it is so.
And it is so. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 1 through 8, and it reads, these are the commandments, the statutes of the judgment, that you might fear Yahuwah, your power, to keep all his statutes and commandments which I command you, you and your son and your grandson, all the yamim of your life, and that your yamim may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Yahshua, and observe to do it, that it may be well with you, and that you may increase mightily as Yahuwah, your power, has promised you in the land that flows with milk and honey. Shema Yahshua. Hear, O Yahshua, Yahuwah, our supreme one. Yahuwah is Akkad. And you shall have Yahuwah, your supreme one, with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you this yom shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your bed, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. To fall to what?
Bind to the mind.
To bind to the mind, to give access, give Torah access to your mind. Because it is the only thing that can renew and cause us to rewire our mindset and our minds. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them upon the posts of your bed and on your gates. And it shall be when Yahuwah, your power, shall have brought you into the land which he swore unto your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give you great cities which you did not build, houses full of all great things which you filled not, and wells dug which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. When you shall have eaten and be full, then beware lest you forget Yahuwah, which brought you forth out of the land of Mitzrayim, from the bed of slavery. You shall fear Yahuwah your power and serve him, and shall swear by his name. You shall not go after other power of the people which are round about you. For Yahuwah your power is a jealous power among you, lest the anger of Yahuwah your power be kindled against you, and he destroy you from off the face of the earth. You shall not tempt Yahuwah your power as you tempted him in Massah. You shall diligently keep the commandments of Yahuwah your power, and his testimonies and his statutes which he has commanded you. And you shall do that which is right in the sight of Yahuwah, that it may be well with you, and that you may go in and possess the great land, which Yahuwah swore unto your fathers. And it is so.
And it is so.
Now let us turn our attention to Yahush, the son of Nun, chapter 1. We're going to start at verses 6, 7, and then we're going to recite verse 8 together. When you have it, saying it is so.
And it is so.
All right. Verse 6. Be strong and of a great courage, for to this people shall you divide for an inheritance the land, which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be you strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the Torah which Moshe my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. Verse 8, as I've tailored it to fit a time of confession, repeat with me. I will not let this scroll of the Torah.
I will not let the scroll of the Torah
Depart out of my mouth.
depart out of my mouth,
But I shall meditate in it.
according to all that is written.
For then I shall make my way prosperous.
But then I shall make my way prosperous.
And then I shall act wisely.
And then I shall act
Now
wisely.
look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, you shall act wisely, and you shall act wisely. Look at your other neighbor and tell your other neighbor, you shall act wisely, and you shall act wisely. Take your hand, put it over your heart, and say, Abba Yahuwah,
Abba Yahuwah,
I shall act wisely.
I shall act wisely.
Abba Yahuwah,
Abba Yahuwah,
I shall act wisely.
I shall act wisely.
I am determined
I am determined
to act wisely.
to act wisely.
I am determined
I am determined
to act wisely.
to act wisely.
Come on, one more time. I am determined
I am determined
to act wisely.
to act wisely.
And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so. It is important that if we don't set a standard for how we're going to govern ourselves, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Because if we don't stand for something, that we have a standard. That standard should be in the instructions of the Yahweh. Because if we stand and we build our selves in that, then no matter what comes our way and no matter what we become a part of, the standard will still always have to be met by Torah. If it's not met by Torah standards, then we can't have anything to do with it. Are y'all following?
Yes.
That's very important. And all those great things have to be built in and upon the Torah, because if it's not, then we're in trouble. It's very important. I enjoy playing games and I enjoy doing things, but when it comes down to the administration of the instructions of the Abba, all the rest of that stuff goes out the door. When it's time to focus on being a part and doing what we're supposed to do in the congregation, that's when it's a time to call for attention. And that's when our focus is to be upon what we are doing, not what we just were doing or what we had done, but what we are coming into doing. And that is important. It's very important, because if not, then the enemy will begin to make a mockery or try to make a mockery of the things that we are set forth to do. So it's very important that we understand these things. Mishlei 15 and 8, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination, hateful, and exceedingly offensive unto you, Abba Yahuwah, but the prayer of the upright, it is his delight. He delights to hear from us. He delights when we pray and talk to him. He delights in that. And it's important that we pray and that we talk with him, because our communication helps us to grow and to develop. A lack of communication and is a lack